Hello and welcome to Bulgaria. For some reason, the border crossing was, everybody was way grumpier this time, and it was way busier with trucks, even though it's the evening instead of the middle of the day. Start of part 2 of the grand adventure. It's the National History Museum. This was actually, so far, the most expensive activity I've done on this trip. It was only €7, but it is the most expensive activity I've done on this trip. Thankfully, Bulgaria doesn't have tolls because they have a little vignette thing that you gotta buy. But my car already came with it. I do appreciate, well, that's a statue of Hercules, but the fact that they have like 1800-year-old carvings just chilling outside on the lawn. This is much better than the one in Macedonia, let me tell you. I already feel like I got my money's worth. I just walked through the door. It was like, dang, they've got a bunch of statues of this boy and Radov guy. Who is he? So I Googled it. He's a professional wrestler in the Olympics. But I just didn't expect that. This is an earring. In the year 47, the Thracians were annexed by the Romans. And that's this section now. A little bit more history. They didn't really have a unified resistance against the Romans, so they actually fought a war over a pretty long time, like 30 years before they were conquered. I say 30 years, but from the first clash to when they were finally annexed was almost 250 years. History lesson. So after the year 300 and the introduction of Christianity into the Roman Empire, the subsequent emperors kind of cared less and less and did a bad job. So there was a steady decline over the next 300 years where people moved away from villages into fortified cities, and agriculture and roads and everything all sort of slowly fell apart. It seems like in the year 500 to 600 is when the Bulgarians really started to become a thing. So now we're actually in Bulgarian history town. It's St. Orid. We've been to his lake. I've never seen a belt like this. Also, Orid, from our little Macedonia trip, was actually the capital of Bulgaria for a long time. So around the 1300s is when the Ottoman Turks really started going hard, and they took over the area that was called Bulgaria at the time. I glossed over this, but this gun is from the 1400s. sorry, 1500s, which is very old. So the Ottomans introduced new types of food like rice, but this culture was already used to farming things, so they didn't really have any crazy shifts in their way of life, other than they had some new crops they could grow. This is interesting. About half of the Ottoman treasury came from the jizya tax, which was collected from all non-Muslim people, and it got replaced by this word in 1856 in lieu of making you serve in the military. Ottoman times, the majority of the Bulgarians stayed Orthodox. The gigantic ancient spoon isn't real. It can't hurt you. Meanwhile, the gigantic ancient spoon, relatively speaking, it's not that ancient, but still. In the 1800s, the Ottomans opened up for trade with Europe, which is how the Bulgarians became very important. But most importantly, check out this clock. That's crazy. There was an uprising in 1875 to try to get freedom from the Ottomans. It did not work out very well. Some weapons from the Linden uprising that we visited the monument for in Macedonia. That was also so they could get their freedom from the Ottomans in 1903. The Russian-Ottoman War ended with the Bulgarians getting their independence. It's almost World War I time. This could be the best name I've seen. Ivan Ivanov. Wonderful. I feel like World War I was glossed over. I figured it out. They were on the German side of both wars up until 1944. So that would explain maybe the glossing. An important note, they didn't actually want to be on the German side during World War II, but they were kind of forced. The start of the Bulgarian Industrial Revolution is at the Pernik coal mine, which is somewhere we actually intend on visiting in a couple days. They call it the city of black gold. We're back outside. All of this stuff just sitting out here is crazy to me. Oh, there's so much. Holy. That museum was very cool. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Yeah, their souvenir shop had lots of cool, like, it had like all the old artifacts and stuff that you could buy, but they were ridiculously expensive. Like the little like arm greave thing was like $800 or something, which would be cool, but I have other things that I'd rather spend $800 on right now in my life. I'm going to break my tradition of inadvertently starving myself, and I'm going to go get some lunch because I'm really hungry. So I found a little like food truck style thing, because most of the restaurants are sit down and I don't really want to spend all that time doing that. And then we're going to try to visit 3 churches and then maybe a grocery store so I can get some stuff to cook some actual breakfast for the next couple days, because I'm staying in one spot. And there's also a park called the Bells Park that I want to check out if I have time today, but I need to be back at the Airbnb before 5. Hamburguesa. Also, I ran into the Lidl and grabbed some snacks. That was a good burger. I ended up wearing a lot of it on accident, so that's cool. But I have a washing machine, so I accidentally picked a parking lot that's pretty far away from where I was going. So I got a 20-minute walk now. It's a big church. made a tactical error. The churches don't allow people in shorts. And I'm in shorts. I have pants. They're at the hotel though. Just ignore me, we're here. I'll come back tomorrow. Plan B. This was not my alternate plan, but we're walking by the Church of St. Nicholas, which looks pretty cool.
Turn left.
The National Ethnographic Museum. And if it ends up not being that cool, we'll just go literally within the same building and go to the National Art Museum. Oh my goodness, the little things that hold firewood, but it's got a cat's head on it. I need one. This feels relevant. I wasn't planning on it, but I'm gonna do the art gallery too, because why not? I'm already here. Headed back to the car now. There's a grocery store inside of the mall, so that's where we're going, boys. Also, E55 AMG, nice. Ridiculous. I thought it would be easy to find where I'm going, but I had no idea. Pretty much did the full loop. It was right next to where I started. Grocery store haul. I got shampoo because I bought conditioner the first time. Big brain. Some croissants. Mini street waffles, onions, peppers, bananas, old banana. I still have this from the first grocery store trip. I haven't tried it. I'm kind of scared. Bread, some energy drinks, sausage, eggs, some pasta with prosciutto in it, and then a pizza. Should be good enough for the next couple days. Okay, we're at the cathedral, totally for the first time. I wore long pants because I'm smart and I'm prepared. So let's go inside and check it out. That was an impressive church. It was built in 1912. I snuck a couple pictures and videos, so here those are. I saw other people doing it, so I was like, well, if they're getting away with it, I can too. Our next stop is the National Archaeological Museum, so that should be fun. I think we're here. This is cool, but I feel like the Bulgarian National Museum really wrote a check that the rest of the museums has not been able to cash yet. There's definitely some really good stuff in here. There's just not much information. Check this guy out. The rings are cool. I don't know why. I feel like I'm noticing a lot more jewelry on this trip than I have on other ones. So that's cool. This is cool. It's like an advertisement to come to the Gladiator games. They called it a poster. It's fun that they have little Turkish things in here every now and then, because Ottoman Empire and all that. And for our next stop, a medieval Rotunda Orthodox Church, which is this. And some ruins, I guess. I actually think a lot of the second floor artifacts in that museum are from this church. So, the more you know. That was really cool. So this was built originally in the year 400, but it served a ton of different religious purposes throughout time, with the most recent, before being converted back into an Orthodox church, being a mosque in the year 1600 during the Ottoman Empire. They were very adamant about no photos on the inside. I don't think there was less than 10 signs that said that. Most of the paintings that are inside are from the year around 500, if I remember what I read correctly. So it's pretty cool. Used to be bigger, obviously. It's the oldest preserved church in the city. That's a cool statue. We're actually going to that church over there, but we have to go under the ground to get to it. You can't really go inside this one. There's just a little shop in the basement. Well, that's pretty much everything I had planned for Sofia, so I might just wander around for a little bit and see if I can find something cool. This is the Sofia Regional History Museum. I had determined that it didn't look that cool and I wasn't going to go, but given that I've got some time and I'm right here, I'm going to go, and it's cool. There was a Neolithic settlement that was 117 square meters discovered here. They've eventually found bigger ones, but it had an oven, so that's cool. The museum was surprisingly cool, actually. Well, I went short, but cool. I feel like that's the theme to a lot of the things, or the museums, are that they're pretty small. Kebab sounds very good. I got it. That kebab was amazing. Maybe the best thing I've eaten on this trip, which is crazy.